In the spotlight tonight is Steevan Glover from Datchet, a managing director, and his specialist subject is heavyweight championship boxing. Ray Eaton from London, a postman whose subject is the life and career of Andrew Jackson. Lynne Ashcroft from Rufford, a systems analyst, and her specialist subject is the Regency novels of Georgette. And Alison Jenner from Swansea, a community education officer, and her subject is the life and work of Edward Jenner. And welcome to Mastermind with me, John Humphreys. The end is in sight. It's the last of our second round shows, which means that we've just one place left to fill for our grand final. And to earn that place, all our contenders need do is answer questions on both their specialist subjects and their general knowledge. Sounds easy. Let's see. May I have our first contender, please? And your name is?
Steevan Glover.
Your occupation?
Managing Director.
And your chosen subject?
Heavyweight world title fight since 1950.
Boxing in 2 minutes. What was the name of the IBF title holder who Mike Tyson defeated in 1987 to become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world?
Tony Tucker.
Correct. In November 2005, who was proclaimed as the WBC champion following Vitaly Klitschko's retirement because of injury?
Hasim Rahman.
Yes. What was unique about Pete Rademacher's title challenge against Floyd Patterson in Seattle in August 57?
First ever fight professionally.
Yes. Who lost to Tim Witherspoon in March 84 in a fight for the WBC title, but beat Jerry Coetzee to win the WBA title later in the same year?
Mike Weaver.
Greg Page. Which fighter was undefeated in 34 contests until he lost the WBA and IBF titles to Evander Holyfield in Las Vegas in November 1993?
Michael Moorer.
Riddick Bowe. In the last successful defence of his title, Ezzard Charles beat which reigning world light heavyweight champion?
Joey Maxim.
Correct. What was the name of the fighter who beat Axel Schultz to become the IBF champion in December 95, but was then stripped of the title for failing a drugs test?
Francois Botha.
Yes. In which city did Jimmy Ellis outpoint Floyd Patterson to win the WBA title in September 1968?
Chicago.
Stockholm. Which fighter who was 7 feet tall and weighed over 300 pounds beat John Ruiz for the WBA title in December 2005 and became the biggest ever world heavyweight champion?
Nikolai Valulev. Correct.
In all of Larry Holmes' defence of his WBC title, who was the first fighter to take him the distance?
Carl Williams.
Trevor Berbick. What's the nickname of Chris Bird, who began his reign as the IBF champion by outpointing Evander Holyfield in 2002?
Rapid fire.
Yes. Larry Holmes was undefeated in how many contests before losing to Michael Spinks in September 85?
48.
Correct. In March 2003, who outpointed John Ruiz to become the first former middleweight champion in more than a century to also win a heavyweight title?
Roy Jones Jr.
Yes. Who refereed the second world title fight between Muhammad Ali and Sonny Liston at Lewiston in Maine in May 65?
Jesse Joe Walcott.
Correct. How many times did George Foreman knock down Joe Frazier in the 4 minutes and 35 seconds of boxing that it took him to win the world title in Kingston in 73?
6.
Yes. Who went the distance in all 4 of the title fights that he had in the 60s and was successful in 3 of them? Take a guess.
Joe Frazier.
Ernie Terrell. There you go. No passes, Steevan Glover, 11 points.
Thank you.
And our next contender, please. And your name is?
Ray Eaton.
Your occupation?
Postman.
And your chosen subject?
The life and career of US President Andrew Jackson.
President Jackson in 2 minutes. In 1813, Andrew Jackson's soldiers gave him which nickname because he was as tough as a hardwood tree?
Hickory.
Yes, Old Hickory. The scar on Jackson's forehead resulted from a sword wound he received as a boy after refusing to perform what task for a British officer during the Revolutionary War?
Singing his boots.
Yes, who was appointed as John Quincy Adams Secretary of State after using his influence as Speaker of the House to deny Jackson the presidency in 1825?
Henry Clay.
Correct. In 1784, he joined whose law office in Salisbury as a student?
Spruce McKay.
Correct. In January 1832, the Senate's rejection of Martin Van Buren's nomination to which post caused Jackson to say, "By the eternal, I'll smash them"?
Secretary of State.
Minister to England. Whom did Jackson marry for a second time in 1794 after doubts had surfaced about the legality of their first marriage?
Rachel Robards.
Yes. Which song, with words by Samuel Woodworth, celebrated Jackson's victory at New Orleans and became a campaign song during his successful bid for the presidency in 1828?
Dixie.
The Hunters of Kentucky. What was the name of the orphan Native American boy who was raised by the Jacksons after being found on the battlefield in 1813?
Nicoya.
Yes. Who was the president of the Second Bank of the United States when Jackson vetoed Congress's decision to renew its charter in 1832?
Nicholas Biddle.
It was in 1806. Whom did Jackson shoot and kill in a duel caused by disagreements over a horse race and insults about his wife?
Charles Dickinson.
Correct. In 1834. Whose appointment as Treasury Secretary was rejected by the Senate?
Samuel Ingham.
Roger Tawney. In 1844, Van Buren's opposition to which policy caused Jackson to support James Polk for the Democratic presidential nomination instead?
The annexation of Texas.
Correct. In November 1813, before launching an attack on Talladega, in which Red Sticks village did he give orders that led to the slaughter of nearly 200 warriors?
Fort Mims.
Talluzahachie. Jackson commissioned an engineer named Robert Leckie to introduce which basic amenity into the White House in 1833?
Running water, sanitation.
Yes. What was the name of the unemployed house painter who tried to assassinate him in January 1835?
Robert Randolph.
Richard Lawrence. What name was given to the order that Jackson issued in 1836, which required anyone purchasing public lands to pay with gold or silver?
Species circular.
Species circular it was. No passes. You've got, Ray Eaton, 11 points. And our next contender, please. And your name is?
Lynne Ashcroft.
Your occupation?
Systems analyst.
And your chosen subject?
The Regency novels of Georgette.
Georgette in 2 minutes. What is the name of the real-life arbiter of fashion who features in several of the books and who befriends Judith Taverner in Regency Buck?
Beau Brummel.
Correct. In The Tollgate, who claims to be a man of business but is found out by John Staple actually to be a Bow Street runner?
Stomberger.
No, Stowgumber. In the novels, characters are sometimes said to have landed in River Styx, swallowed a spider, blown up at Point Nonplus, or been knocked into horse nails. What do these slang terms all mean?
They've gone bankrupt.
No, in debt. What is the name of Lucilla's childhood friend whom she is under pressure to marry in Lady of Quality?
Ninian Elmore.
Yes, according to Mr. Barrow in The Reluctant Widow, Louis de Castres had arrived in England in what?
A barrel.
No, a basket of cabbages. In the Nonsuch, to which Yorkshire town do Tiffany and her companions attempt to ride to see its famous dripping well?
Knaresborough.
Yes. In Cotillion, which poetic hero from Scott's Marmion does Miss Fishguard compare Freddie to, although Freddie says he sounds like a dashed loose screw?
Lochinvar.
Yes. In a civil contract, Mr. Chorley gives his daughter a bath in the shape of what in the house in Grosvenor Street, which he decorates and refurbishes?
An Egyptian obelisk.
No.
Sorry.
No, a clamshell. In terms of Regency fashion, what are a Wyndham Fall, an Oriental and a mathematical?
The cravat ties.
Yes, styles of tying cravat. What is the name of the mongrel dog that Frederica claims is a Barcelona collie after it attacks a herd of cows in Green Park?
Luffre.
Yes. In Sprig muslin, what fruit, which she eats in large quantities with cream for breakfast, does Amanda claim has made her ill?
Raspberries.
Yes. Harry Smith marries his Spanish bride Juana after the British besiege and recapture which occupied city?
Badajoz.
Yes. In Sylvester, what is the title of the novel written by Phoebe Marlowe after her first London season?
Pass.
Which Byronic hero does Oswald Denny model himself on in Venetia?
The Corsair.
Yes. In Cotillion, with which of her cousins does Kitty arrange a sham engagement?
Freddie Standen.
Yes. What's the name of the exclusive London Assembly Hall whose exacting, I'll finish the question, whose exacting patronesses include Lady Jersey and Lady Sefton?
Almack's.
Almack's is correct. One pass. In Sylvester, the title of the novel was The Lost Heir. Lynne Ashcroft, you have also 11 points. And our final contender, please. And your name is?
Alison Jenner.
Occupation?
Community Education Officer.
And your chosen subject?
The life and work of Edward Jenner.
Edward Jenner. In 2 minutes, what was the name of the girl from whom Edward Jenner extracted the cowpox lymph with which he inoculated 8-year-old James Phipps in May 1796?
Sarah Nelms.
Correct. How old was Jenner when he was orphaned after both of his parents died within 2 months of each other?
5.
Yes. In a 1799 treatise ostensibly on sugar, which physician at the Royal Hospital at Chelsea argued that if people were inoculated with cowpox, they would develop bestial characteristics?
Moseley.
Yes. In 1819, Jenner discovered the fossilized remains of which sea-dwelling reptile that wasn't identified until some years later?
Plesiosaurus.
Yes. Jenner was instrumental in the organisation of unmanned balloon flights. The first of these flights landed in a meadow, which hall, 1783?
Kingscote Hall.
Simmons Hall. To whom did Jenner write his historic letter of the 19th of July 1796, in which he announced his success in inoculating Phipps with the cowpox virus as a vaccine against smallpox?
Edward Garner.
Correct. What was the name of the headmaster of the school at Wootton-under-Edge to which Jenner was sent at around the age of 8?
Thomas Clissold.
Correct. In 1789, he was made a Fellow of the Royal Society for his paper on the nesting habits of which bird?
Cuckoo.
Yes. What did Jenner claim might occasion varieties and modifications of the vaccine pustule, according to the title of a paper he published in 1806?
Whether it was true or spurious cowpox.
An herpetic state of the skin. Jenner was apprenticed to which surgeon in Chipping Sodbury at the age of 13?
John Ludlow.
Yes, according to its title, what was the subject of the paper that he read to the Medical and Chirurgical Society in London on the 21st of March, 1809?
Herpetic infections.
Observations on the distemper in dogs. What was the name of Jenner's biographer, whom he met for the first time at Fleydung's Hotel in London's Oxford Street during the summer of 1808?
Dr. Barron.
Yes. What was the name of the physician to the Austrian royal household with whom Jenner had an acrimonious exchange of letters in 1798 about the effectiveness of the smallpox vaccine?
Ingenhouse.
Yes. What Latin name did he invent for the disease cowpox?
Variolae vaccinae.
Yes, in February 1801, Dr. Thomas Trotter presented him with a gold medal. I'll finish the question on behalf of which organisation?
The officers of the Navy and the Army.
The Royal Navy. Alison Jenner, no passes. You also have, you'll expect this by now, 11 points. So that's the end of the first round, the specialist subjects. Let's have a look at the scores. Very easy this time. I've never known it happen before. Everybody has 11 points. So, round 2 now, general knowledge. If there's a tie at the end of this round, and it's a very strong possibility, then the number of passes get taken into account. Let me ask Steevan Glover to join us again, please. And I have to ask you, as you struggle across what you've done to yourself, because you weren't on crutches in the first round, as I recall.
No, unfortunately, I've broken my leg in a couple of places.
How did you do that?
Playing rugby.
That'll teach you.
Yeah, ridiculous game.
Could have been worse. You could have been in a heavyweight boxing contest.
Yes, and unfortunately, I would fit into that category. So.
Well, well, not compared with some of the big guys now, because what's this bloke, this champion at the moment? What is
Nikolai Valulev, he's 7'1" and 23 stone, but his height has varied, to be fair. He's been 7'3" and 6'10", and I think the promoters decide what his height is to sell a few tickets.
Right. What would, how do you know, but what would Muhammad Ali, a great boxer, not a particularly big man, do with a guy like that today, do you think?
He would beat him. Ali was such a gifted fighter, such a good boxer, so skilled, that he would probably have been able to overcome someone like that. He overcame the likes of George Foreman, who at the time were regarded as invincible and the biggest heavyweights of their time. So not everybody could overcome him, because if you don't have the superior skills to overcome the size, you won't do it.
Well, you've scored 11 points. I say that to everybody for the rest of this evening. You have got 11 points. Let's see how you do with general knowledge.
Yes, let's.
Here we go. Which guitarist opened the Queen's Golden Jubilee concert with a rock version of the national anthem from the top of Buckingham Palace?
Brian May.
Yes. Which metallic element has the chemical symbol Na, derived from its Latin name natrium?
No, argon?
No, sodium. What does the W stand for in the name George W. Bush?
Wilbur.
Walker, whose first encounter with the Romans after crossing the Alps was his defeat of the army of the consul Publius Cornelius Scipio at the Battle of Ticinus in 218 BC.
Hannibal.
Yes. The cities of Magdeburg, Meissen and Dresden lie on which river?
The Rhone.
The Elbe. Which 1968 film starring Steve McQueen and Faye Dunaway was remade in 1999 with Pierce Brosnan and René Rousseau?
The Getaway.
The Thomas Crown Affair. Born in Urbino in 1483, which painters particularly noted for his Madonnas, including the Madonna of the Pinks, bought by the National Gallery in 2004?
Botticelli.
Raphael. In music, what name is given to the set of 5 parallel lines on, above or below which a note may be written to indicate its pitch?
Crotchet.
Stave. Who is traditionally said to be the author of Revelation, the last book of the New Testament?
John the Baptist.
No, John the Evangelist. In the practice known as fraying, a male deer may rub its antlers against a tree to mark its territory or for what other purpose?
Sharpen its antlers.
No, to remove velvet from them. According to an Old English proverb, what are not buttered by fine words?
Parsnips.
Yes, which craggy headland is the northwesternmost point of mainland Britain?
Rockall.
Cape Wrath. Whose first novel, Lucky Jim, was published in 1954?
Kingsley Amis.
Correct. Which country do the tennis players Justine Henin-Ardenne and Kim Clijsters represent?
Belgium.
Yes. Which American television comedy series stars Eric McCormack and Deborah Messing as a gay man and his female flatmate?
Will and Grace.
Yes. In which field are dealers' prices found in Glass's Guide?
Antiques.
Cars. Which British singer's White Flag from her album Life for Rent entered the charts at number 2 in September 2003?
Alanis Morissette.
No. Dido. What was the original meaning of the Latin word sinister?
Scary.
No, it was left hand, bizarrely. No passes. Stephen Glover, 17 points. And now Ray Eaton, please. Another 11-pointer with President Jackson, a man with a savage temper.
Yeah, they reckon he could actually turn his temper on and off like that.
Oh, right.
Like a switch, yeah. He could be calm 1 minute and just lose his rag. They reckon sometimes he used to do it for effect.
On the other hand, sometimes not, because it nearly got him killed on several occasions.
Yeah, he liked a duel or two, or 3 or 4, yeah.
Yes, exactly. And the first one, he did get shot in.
Yeah, the one with Charles Dickinson, yeah, he actually let his opponent shoot first.
Right. And got a bullet,
In his chest,
sort of, yeah, quite close to his heart.
yes.
And it stayed there for the rest of his life.
He did, yes.
The other extraordinary thing about him is that under his presidency, America was free of debt. It never was before, and it's never been since, certainly not today.
The only US president ever to clear the national debt.
Yeah. And his picture is on the $20 bill,
It is, yes.
which is ironic because he didn't actually believe in paper money.
No, he hated it. He was sort of old-fashioned in that way.
So, a great president or what?
A very good president. I suppose if you were drawing up a list of the 10 best presidents ever, you could possibly just about put him in there.
But only just.
Only just, yes.
But certainly one of the most colourful.
He was, yeah.
Right, 11 points. Let's see how you do against the total at the moment, the highest score of 17. Here we go. Who are Vladimir and Estragon waiting for in the title of a play by Samuel Beckett?
Godot.
Yes. In America, which time zone is 8 hours behind Greenwich Mean Time?
Pacific.
Yes. Who in her diaries referred to John Major by the initial B?
Edwina Currie.
Yes. Which of Edward VII's daughters married Prince Haakon in 1896 and became the first Queen of Norway when the monarchy was restored there in 1905?
Alexandra.
No, Maud. What is the nickname of Rahul Dravid, the cricketer who captained India in the Test series against England in 2006, so named because of his strong defensive batting?
The Iceman.
The Wall. Signing Off was the aptly titled first album of which group, most of whose members had previously been unemployed?
UB40.
Yes. Which daily newspaper has had only 7 editors since C.P. Scott was appointed in 1872?
The Guardian.
Yes. Derived from the Greek for powder for drying wounds, which word for a magical potion was used by alchemists for a preparation supposedly able to turn base metals into gold?
Hocus Pocus.
Elixir. In which English cathedral is there a famous rose window known as the Dean's Eye?
Gloucester.
Lincoln. Which Irish-born painter first came to attention with his 1944 work 3 Studies for Figures at the Base of a Crucifixion?
Francis Bacon.
Yes. Forficula auricularia is the scientific name for which insect?
Earwig.
Yes. What name is given to the mountainous plateau region of south-central France, which includes such peaks as the Puy de Sancy and the Plomb de Cantal?
Camargue.
No, Massif Central. Which Kevin Costner film features the character stands with a fist and kicking a bird?
Dances with Wolves.
Yes, the name of which religious text is derived from the Arabic for to read or to recite?
Quran.
Yes, who presented Channel 4 satirical programme Brass Eye?
Chris Morris.
Yes, which couple first met in 1929 in Germany when one of them was working as an assistant to the photographer Heinrich Hoffmann, who was later jailed as a Nazi profiteer?
Pass.
Which element, atomic number 97, is named after the Californian city in which it was discovered?
Berkelium.
Yes. A host man was originally a member of the Old Coal Merchants Guild with responsibility for shipping coal from which city?
Newcastle.
Newcastle it was. You had only the one pass. That couple that first met in 1929, Adolf Hitler and Eva Braun. But, Ray Eaton, you have 23 points.
Thank you.
And now, Lynne Ashcroft, please. Now, pronounce her name for me.
Hare.
Right.
Georgette Hare.
Georgette Hare, definitely Hare. And was she, at the time, a sort of Agatha Christie? Would that be fair?
She did write detective stories as well as historical novels. She got the plots from her husband, who was a barrister in later life. She wrote about 11 of those, which are very good, and I think equally as good as Agatha Christie's.
Right, so more than just a romantic novelist.
Yes, yeah.
And in fact, I was told that one of her books, An Infamous Army, is used in Sandhurst as a kind of source book.
It is, because it's got such detail about the Battle of Waterloo, and it's very well researched. She read everything there was to know about the Battle of Waterloo. She read every journal of every officer. She really knew her stuff.
Now, that's extraordinary. I mean, if you were asked for sort of 16 interesting facts about Georgette Hare, you wouldn't come up with that, would you?
No, not many people would, I don't think.
But a good read. You
A very good
obviously
read.
like her stuff.
Yeah, I still enjoy them now. I started reading them when I was very young, and I'm still reading them now. So.
Right. Well, as you know, you got 11 points. The score to beat is 23. Here we go. Who was the leader of North Vietnam from 1945 until his death in September 1969?
Ho Chi Minh.
Yes, in which novel does Room 101 hold the worst thing in the world?
1984.
Yes, what's the highest point in the Peak District National Park?
Mam Tor.
Kinder Scout. Which sport was introduced to Britain by the Oxford Dangerous Sports Club, whose members leapt from the Clifton Suspension Bridge in the late 1970s on April Fool's Day?
Bungee jumping.
Yes, which British finch gets its name from its unusually shaped beak, which it uses for extracting seeds from conifer cones?
The hook finch.
The crossbill. Mike Oldfield's 94 album Songs of Distant Earth was inspired by a work by which sci-fi writer who also provided the sleeve notes?
Frank Leonard.
Arthur C. Clarke. In physics and chemistry, which law states the volume of an ideal gas at constant pressure is directly proportional to the absolute temperature?
Boyle's Law.
Charles Law. The works of which Berlin-born British artist, noted for his nude paintings, include Girl with a White Dog and Naked Man with a Rat?
Pass.
Which school of philosophy found in the 4th century BC contends that civilization is an artificial, unnatural condition and that it should be held in contempt?
Stoicism.
Cynics. What is the common name of the strange-shaped Lockheed F-117A stealth bomber which is virtually invisible to radar?
Delta Wing.
Nighthawk. Which New Zealand-born Australian soprano's recording of O Mio Babino Caro was the first classical record to win a gold disc for sales of over 1 million?
Kirita Kanawa.
Joan Hammond. What was the name of the BBC children's television series first broadcast in 1976 in which a group of ghosts formed an agency where they offered themselves for hire?
Rent-A-Ghost.
Yes, what's the ancient classical name for the Dardanelles, the strait joining the Aegean Sea to the Sea of Marmara?
Hellespont.
Yes, who became the Queen Consort of Charles II after their marriage in May 1662?
Henrietta Maria.
Catherine of Braganza. Which company made its first teddy bear in 1902 at Gingen in Germany?
Steiff.
Yes, in Judaism, what name taken from the Hebrew for instruction is given to the first 5 books of the Bible?
The Talmud.
No, the Torah. You had one pass. Lucian Freud was that Berlin-born British artist. One pass, Lynne Ashcroft, 17 points.
Thank you.
And finally, Alison Jenner, please. I have to ask you whether you chose Edward Jenner because you are Alison Jenner.
Not really, but I was interested in in him because people keep saying, "Are you related?" And I don't know and didn't know, but I thought it would be a useful thing to find out a bit more about him.
Mm. And the thing that people know about him is that he is what, the father, would you say, of the modern vaccine?
They say the founder of immunology and the introducer of vaccination. Yes.
Right. So just a quick word on the difference between vaccination and inoculation.
Well, they used inoculation at the time for the process of inoculating people with active smallpox. But obviously the risk was of them
You'd get
dying.
smallpox.
Indeed, or passing epidemics around, which obviously happened from time to time.
So what Jenner did was something quite different. He took the pus. I mean, it's a disgusting story.
It's gross,
but
isn't it?
Go on, you tell it.
Well,
Without too much detail.
He took the matter from a pock mark that somebody had, who'd caught cowpox from a cow she was milking, and he put it in the arm of this young boy, believing, and such was the belief at the time in the area, that cowpox made you immune from smallpox. So he thought it was quite not a terribly risky thing to do.
But we can say that had it not been for him, we might still have smallpox today.
It's actually the only disease that's been eradicated from the world. And he foresaw that, actually. He foresaw that the annihilation of smallpox from the earth could be the result if vaccination was adopted.
Right, well, 11 points. The score to beat is 23. Let's see if you can do it. Here we go. What is the name of the 450 feet high wheel erected for the millennium which offers views over London extending for 25 miles?
The London Eye.
Yes, which novel about public school life, published in 1857, was originally credited to an old boy?
Tom Brown's School Days.
Yes, which Canadian province forms the eastern shoreline of Hudson Bay?
Quebec.
Yes, in which athletics event did Dean Macy win 2 World Championship medals before winning the Commonwealth title in 2006?
100 metres.
Decathlon. Gavrilo Princip, the assassin of Archduke Franz Ferdinand in Sarajevo, was a member of which Serbian secret society?
The Black-Eyed.
The Black Hand, who used a ministerial car to travel 250 yards at the Labour Party's 1999 conference, claiming his wife didn't like her hair blown about?
John Prescott.
Yes, which pop duo had their first British hit with Homeward Bound in March 1966?
Simon and Garfunkel.
Correct. What's the common dialect name for the green woodpecker in imitation of the bird's call?
Waffle.
Yaffle. With whom is Shakespeare thought to have written The Two Noble Kinsmen and Henry VIII?
Beaumont and Fletcher.
No, just Fletcher, John Fletcher. Which Athenian sculptor's works The Discus Thrower and Athena and Marsyas are known now only through Roman copies?
Phidias.
Myron. What title was won by Gervais Brooke Hamster in a classic Monty Python sketch?
Upper Class Twit of the Year.
Yes, in Spanish history, a Marrano was a person who was converted to Christianity from which religion?
Islam.
Judaism. Which visual defect is also known as daltonism?
Short sight.
Colour blindness. Which government department merged with the Department of Education in July 1995?
Science.
Employment. In which English city are there separate memorials to the stewards, musicians and engineers of the Titanic and a memorial to the Mayflower?
Plymouth.
Southampton. In music, what name is given to a composition for a solo instrument or instruments accompanied by an orchestra?
Concerto.
Yes, who co-scripted, directed and starred in the 1998 political satire Bulworth?
Henry Gibson.
Warren Beatty. What did Lord Reith describe as the Bradshaw of broadcasting when it was first published in 1923?
The Radio Times.
Yes, which courtesy title is held by David Armstrong-Jones, the son of Princess Margaret, and Lord Snowdon?
Lord Linley.
Yes, Viscount Linley. Alison Jenner, no passes, 20 points. Well, they all started the general knowledge round with 11. Let's see how they ended. In joint third place with 17 points, Steevan Glover and Lynne Ashcroft. In second place with 20 points, Alison Jenner. In first place with 23 points, Ray Eaton. So we'll be seeing Ray Eaton again when he takes his place in our grand final. Congratulations to him. Do join us next time for the final. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
The black chair is optional, but the Mastermind quiz book is available now. Later tonight, it would seem that most of us are shopping online nowadays, but our high streets are dying. There is a downside. Robert Peston goes shopping at 9.